press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello dear students, this is Mallikarjun, one of the senior faculty in physics. Now today I am going to continue system of particles and rotational motion from first PUC. Okay, so from first PUC NCERT part 1 book, chapter number 7. See the chapter name, system of particles, systems of particles and rotational motion. We can call it as rotational dynamics. So, system of particles and rotational motion, chapter number 7 from NCERT. So, I am going to continue this chapter in board level, means from NCERT level, and I will continue beautiful concepts which are important for all type of entrances. So, I am going to cover JEE and NEET related to this chapter. Generally, this chapter some of the students feel very tough, but let me cover this chapter in a easier way. Okay, see the chapter name, systems of particles and rotational motion. Let us see what is this systems of particles. Okay, let me cover some introduction in this session. Okay, see in mechanics, you know already in kinematics, in laws of motion, so far you studied a single particle system, means objects are treated as a point mass. For suppose if a car is moving along a straight road, then in that situation we considered that car as a point mass, or otherwise just recall the laws of motion. In case of laws of motion, in apparent weight in a lift or in drawing free body diagram concepts. So, I think you learned free body diagram concepts in laws of motion. See, in drawing FBD diagrams, we treated objects as a point mass. Okay, everywhere, if any lift is moving up or lift is moving down, in place of lift we draw a point mass. Okay, if any train is moving from one place to other place, we draw the train as a point mass. If any vehicle is moving, that vehicle we draw as a point mass. Okay, so point mass means so that mass have negligible length and negligible size. So, the point mass nothing but negligible length and negligible size. So, so far you studied point mass systems, point mass objects, not system, point mass objects. But here we are going to learn extended mass objects, extended mass objects. So, so far you know a single particle, okay, point mass. So, here we are going to learn systems of particles, nothing but group of particles in which the distance between two particles or constituent particles remains fixed. Okay, systems of particles, nothing but group of particles. Of course, every object consists of number of particles. Every object consists of number of particles. That group of particles, call it as systems of particles. Okay, now in this chapter we are going to learn group of particles, and from that group of particles we are going to learn some other different concepts that I am going to continue everything. Okay, listen this introduction first. See, so far you know point mass. For example, See, this is the point mass m, and this mass, if it moves along a straight line, okay, let us suppose car is moving along a straight road, and this is m is the mass of a car. What is this m? M is the mass of a car. See, in a previous chapters, in place of car, we represented like this one. So, if it is moving along a straight line path, then the motion, you know that motion we can call it as linear motion. Okay, like in kinematics, if any particle moving along a straight line, then the motion is said to be linear motion. Okay, and if this particle moving in circular path, or if this particle moving along the circumference of the circle, okay, particle whose mass is m, a person is moving along the circumference of the circle, or a particle or a car in a circus, okay, car is moving, that car we considered up to now as a point mass. So, if the particle moving along the circumference of the circle, then the motion, you know, this type of motion we can call it as circular motion. Of course, this is also covered in previous chapters like in motion in plane, circular motion. Okay, now I am recalling what you know so far. Here, this particle is in circular motion. In second situation, particle is in circular motion. In the first one, particle is in linear motion or rectilinear motion. Okay, of course, if the particle moving like this in a curved path, see, this is the curved motion, curved path. Okay, and here particle is in circular motion, and you know the distance between center of the circle to the particle, we can call it as a radius vector. You know all these things in previous chapters. Radius vector, if it covers something angle, then that angle, you know, that is called as angular displacement. Okay, if this particle changes the place from, let us suppose, A to the one more place B, then this angle, you know, it is theta, we can call it as angular displacement. Angular displacement. What is theta? Angle covered by the radius vector. Okay, nothing but angular displacement, already covered in motion in plane, okay, in circular motion concept. And this angle covered by the radius vector in certain time interval t, and that theta by t, if any small angle is given like a d theta or delta theta, we can write like this also, delta theta by delta t, we can call it as omega, and this omega nothing but what? Angular velocity. Angular velocity in case of a single particle system, single particle case. Okay, now let us come to the system of particles, how it is going to change. Okay, for a single particle, the motion we can call it as circular motion. If it is a group of particles, then another name will come. Let us see the another name. And here omega, what is this omega? Angular velocity. Of course, you know it is nothing but rate of change of angular displacement. Omega nothing but angular velocity. It is defined as the ratio of, or it is defined as the rate of change of angular displacement. Okay, and you know the rate of change of angular velocity, call it as alpha. This is nothing but what? angular acceleration. So these are covered in the earlier chapters, just I am recalling because see, this is for the single particle, okay, objects treated as a point mass. Here object treated as a point mass, but we are going to learn group of particles, means we need some extended objects. So that extended object nothing but group of particles. That extended object consists of group of particles. See, that group of particles we can call it as systems of particles. So group of particles, call it as systems of particles, and in that systems of particle, the distance between particles will be remains fixed. The distance between particles, neighboring particles, constituent particles will remains fixed. So here these are the group of particles, and this group of particles call it as systems of particles. Okay, of course every object consists of group of particles, systems of particles. Okay, in systems of particles, the distance between particles remains fixed. The distance between constituent particles remains fixed. Okay, now and see, here the system of particles, the extended object, the best example for an extended object is rigid body, or otherwise non-rigid body. So rigid body or non-rigid body. So rigid body means it is the body in which the distance between the particles never change. Okay, so rigid body nothing but it is a body in which the distance between the particles remains fixed. Okay, so if the shape and size of the body does not changes, if the shape and size of the body does not changes under the application of force, then the body said to be a rigid body. Okay, actually the chapter name itself called as a rigid body dynamics. So this chapter generally call it as rigid body dynamics. You know dynamics, laws of motion, call it as dynamics. Here rigid body dynamics, we are going to learn some systems of particles, nothing but rigid body. So rigid body dynamics. So rigid body means if the shape and size of the body, if the shape and size of the body does not changes under the application of force, then that body call it as a rigid body. Okay, so that body we can call it as a perfectly rigid body. Generally no body is a perfectly rigid body. Okay, no body is a perfectly rigid body, but we treat diamond as a perfectly rigid body. Diamond generally treated as a very strong, so diamond is treated as a perfectly rigid body. So rigid body means the shape and size of the body does not changes. For example, if I apply a force on this duster, is the shape of the duster will change? No. If I apply a force here, the shape of the duster does not changes, because the distance between this molecule, this particle and this particle will be fixed. Okay, if I apply a force here, then the shape and size of the body does not changes, because the distance between these two particles remains fixed. The distance between these two particles remains fixed, that's why the shape does not changes. Okay, if I go on applying a force, maybe it changes, that's why no body is a perfectly rigid body. If I go on applying a force like this, so on, maybe after some interval of time the shape of the duster maybe changes, maybe the color will gone, something will happen. So no body is a perfectly rigid body. And see, if I apply force here in sponge side, so the shape will changes. So this is not a rigid body, okay, non-rigid bodies. But every body consists of group of particles. Every body consists of group of particles, and these group of particles call it as systems of particles. See, this is our chapter name. So every body made up of group of particles. All the group of particles call it as systems of particles. And in these systems of particles, the one of the special concept call it as a center of mass. Okay, so in these systems of particles, the concept we are going to study is center of mass. So that is our target to cover in this class, center of mass. So before that, let us see what type of motion will rigid body will have. Okay, so before going to start the center of mass, let us see what type of motion rigid body will have. Okay, see, if a single particle is in motion, then we can call it as the particle is in linear motion, and here the particle is in circular motion. If a group of particles will move, then let us see what is that motion. See, this is the single particle. Okay, single particle linear motion, and here the single particle circular motion. Now let us extend the object, extended objects, nothing but rigid body. Now let me rub this, take this now. See, I am giving some very basic idea to understand this chapter, because next some good level of questions will come. Okay, so next some depth level of questions will come. Okay, first you try to understand what is systems of particles, then next no doubt we will enjoy a lot. See, now let us move on to the rigid body. So what is rigid body? Rigid body means if the shape and size of the body does not changes under the application of force, then that body treated as rigid body. Let us suppose a rigid body is moving along a straight line. Rigid body is moving along a straight line. See, this is the rigid body, a block, a duster. Okay, it's not a sponge duster, something. Okay, whatever may be. Here a block whose mass is m, and it is moving along a straight road. Okay, and see, this body consists of group of particles. Let's check the voice. See, let us suppose one particle is here, one more particle is here. There are number of particles. I consider only two particles, and the distance between two particles remains fixed. Okay, that is nothing but system of particles, group of particles, nothing but systems of particles. Okay, if one particle is in motion, we know the motion is said to be linear motion. Now here two particles, not only two, number of particles, and see, after some interval of time, maybe the position of the block is here. Is the position of the particle changes? No. Okay, the position of the particle remains fixed, and see this particle moving in this direction, and see the particle again, and see this type of motion we can call it as translational motion. Translational motion. So rigid body have translational motion. Okay, don't call it as a rigid body have linear motion. Single particle have linear motion. Rigid body have translational motion. Okay, single particle have linear motion. Rigid body have translational motion. So this is the rigid body and this rigid body is moving along a straight line, then the motion is said to be translational motion. So keep in mind, rigid body have translational motion. Okay, and see here, let us suppose the rigid body moving down along the inclined plane. See, this is one particle, this is another particle. Okay, see, if it is moving down, see the position of the particle remains fixed, and here this type of motion also, translational motion. Rigid body have translational motion. And let us see another type of motion of rigid body. For suppose, if this rigid body rotates, see, if the rigid body rotates, let us suppose this rigid body, if this particle shifted down, okay, then the body will rotate about one axis. The body will rotate about a fixed axis. That I will tell you what is that fixed axis. Here rigid body have translational motion. For suppose, if the body moving or otherwise, just you use general example like a fan. If a fan is switched on, fan having some blades, if a fan, electrical fan is switched on, then that fan, that blades have some particles, okay, group of particles, nothing but system of particles, and observe the motion of all the blades. The blades are in rotatory motion. The fan is a rigid body. Okay, if we switch on the fan, then the fan set into rotational motion. The fan set into rotational motion. Okay, and in case of a joint wheel also, joint wheel is in rotatory motion. Potter's wheel, rotatory motion. Spinning of a top, rotatory motion. So rigid body have rotatory motion. Rigid body have rotatory motion. So rigid body have translational motion and also rigid body have rotational motion. Okay, if we switch on the fan is rotating about a one fixed line. That handle will be there about a fixed line. That fixed line we can call it as axis of rotation. So axis of rotation. Let us see what is this axis of rotation. Axis of rotation means, axis of rotation nothing but the line along which the rigid body rotate. The rigid body rotates. The line along which the rigid body rotates, call it as axis of rotation. See, for example, if I rotate myself about my own axis, see, this is my own axis. This is my axis of rotation. Okay, axis of rotation. Now I am the rigid body. So I rotate myself like this. So this is what axis of rotation, because about this axis I am rotating. About this axis I am rotating, or otherwise I am rotating about this axis like this. Okay, so if any pole is here, I can rotate around the pole. Okay, so if I am the rigid body, if any pole is arranged here, then I can rotate around the pole. And see, with respect to me, this pole, you feel there will be a pole in front of me. So I can rotate around the pole. So this pole is called as axis of rotation for me. That means, keep in mind, axis of rotation may be within the body or maybe outside the body. Okay, within the system, if I feel this as a system, axis of rotation may be within the system or outside the system. Okay, if any pole is arranged here, we can rotate around the pole. Okay, let us suppose, let us take some group of particles. One particle, see, if I consider one particle, definitely that particle have a circular motion. If we consider group of particles, then group of particles will have rotational motion. So let us suppose this particle is rotating about this. Of course, this particle have circular motion, and one more particle let me consider here, and one more particle let me consider here. See, for individual particles, the motion itself call it as circular motion. For group of particles, the motion we can call it as a rotatory motion about this axis, and this axis call it as axis of rotation. Okay, this axis call it as axis of rotation. Here group of particles have rotational motion. In case of a fan, Potter's wheel, spinning of a top, okay, in case of spinning of a top, see the top rotates like this. Single particle have, this particle have circular motion, this particle have circular motion, but group of particles have rotatory motion. Okay, and see this line is called as axis of rotation, So what is axis of rotation? The line along which the rigid body rotates. So the line in which the rigid body rotates, call it as axis of rotation. It may be within the body or outside the body. And see, rigid body have translational motion, and rigid body have rotational motion. Okay, so single particle have linear motion, single particle have circular motion. Group of particles, nothing but rigid body, nothing but systems of particles. Systems of particles have translational motion, nothing but rigid body have translational motion, and rigid body have rotational motion. Now let us see another example. Like this. See one more example, and see here what is this line? This line is nothing but axis of rotation. Let us see one more. See, there will be a wheel. See, let me rub this one. Let us suppose a wheel which is rolling on horizontal surface. Okay, maybe a solid sphere, hollow sphere, solid cylinder, everything. So many will come. Okay, and everyone will have some formulas also. That also will continue. Here, let us see the general example. A wheel which is rolling on horizontal surface. See, this is the wheel rolling on horizontal surface, and see this is the rigid body. If I consider any particle at here, and see once it rotates about this axis, see this axis is called as axis of rotation for this system. And see, if this particle name, let us give as A or something B, something C. C in the next position, C remains same. Maybe A comes here and B comes somewhere. See, here this is the rigid body. Rigid body rotate about this axis, and observe the central particle. If you join the central particle at here or at any another place, central particle remains same, and maybe A will be here, B will be here. See, the position of AB changes, but C remains fixed. See, the central particle have some fixed motion. See, the central particle have translational motion, and the wheel have rotational motion. And see, here the rigid body have two types of motions. One is rotational motion about a fixed point C. Other one is a translational motion, because the wheel is moving. If it is taken along the inclined plane, the wheel is coming down. In that situation also, okay, if I take the same wheel along the inclined plane, see the central particle and the wheel rotates. See, the central particle have translational motion, wheel have rotational motion. Finally, the rigid body have a combination of translational and rotational motion, and this combination means the combination of translational motion and rotational motion, call it as rolling motion. So, combination of translational and rotational motion, call it as rolling motion. So, keep in mind, rigid body have rolling motion. So, rigid body have translational motion and rigid body have rotational motion, and one more is rigid body have rolling motion. See here the example for rolling motion. If a wheel is rolling, if a wheel is moving on the surface, then that wheel have rolling motion. Okay. If any block is there, if a block is moving, then we can say that the motion of the block is nothing but sliding motion. Okay. There are different types of motion. Block is moving. If a block slides on a smooth surface, then that motion we can call it as a sliding motion. Okay. Here finally the conclusion is rigid body have translational motion and rotational motion and rolling motion. Now see, in this systems of particles, just observe here, see the central particle. Central particle have translational motion. Okay, central particle have translational motion. Now let me give one more example. See the behavior of the central particle. Here central particle will be fixed. For each and every circular motion, central particle is fixed. Here for this also central particle is fixed, and that axis we can call it as axis of rotation. Let me give one more example. Let us check what is coming. See, for suppose if any ball, cricket ball, take the cricket ball, okay. Now if we throw cricket ball, if we spin the ball into the air, ball nothing but just you feel as a cork ball, okay. If a ball is spin into the air, then see this is the central particle. If I consider any one particle here, and see next to the motion of the ball is looks like this. Central particle, maybe this particle will be shifted somewhere, and here maybe the particle is here, maybe the particle is here or here. See, observe the position of this particle. If I give any name like A, see, observe the path of the particle A. See, the path of A follows some cycloid path, complicated path. Here also the same. particle, the path of A and B are complicated. We cannot say perfect path. It is like a cycloid path. Observe the central particle. Let me join all central particles. See, if I join all central particles, it looks like what? Like a curved, nothing but like a parabolic path. See, central particle have some parabolic path. Here central particle have some straight line path, okay, translational motion. Here some curved, nothing but parabolic path. See, here in this systems of particle, central particle have some special character. In this is the systems of particles. In this systems of particles, central particle have a special character. That central particle we can call it as center of mass. So this is our topic in this system of particles. Okay, now this is the topic, center of mass. What is center of mass? Center of mass nothing but the point at which total mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated. So center of mass means this is the point at which total mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated, and that center of mass follows some translatory motion. Here center of mass means this is the point at which total mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated, and due to that center of mass the particle follows a particular path. Okay, because of the center of mass the particle follows a particular path. Okay, so center of mass is one of the special topic from systems of particles. Okay, if it is a single particle it is not possible. So for group of particles we can use the concept of center of mass to study the motion. Okay, now what is center of mass? The point at which total mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated. Now let us see some center of mass for different objects. Okay, see, this is a case of a spinning of a ball. Okay, spinning of a ball, and if any, see, if I take any solid for hollow sphere, let us see the exact position of center of mass for different objects. There are plenty of objects that I am going to show by using some integration process. Right now let me write in general now. See, for a hollow sphere, see, this is the hollow sphere, empty like a globe. For a hollow sphere the center of mass is at the centroid. See, this is the center of mass. For a hollow sphere center of mass is at the centroid, and for a circular ring, so this is also like hollow sphere. So for a circular ring also center of mass is at the centroid. For a hollow sphere it is at the centroid, circular ring, centroid. Of course for a disc also, for a circular disc also, okay, let me write it down, circular disc. For a circular disc, see, disc nothing but there will be a matter. See, this is the center of mass, it is at the centroid. For circular disc at the centroid. For a triangular plate, see, it is also at the centroid, means at the point of intersections. Okay, for a square plate at the point of intersections of the diagonals. Okay, and for a cylinder at the midpoint. If it is a cylinder, see, if they given some cylinder, center of mass is at the midpoint of the hollow cylinder or solid cylinder. If it is a cone, okay, if it is a cone, so this I am going to show you in next classes. If it is a cone, it is at some height like 3h by 4 of apex. This I am going to verify by using some integration process. Okay, so this I will show you in the next classes, means I am going to verify all these answers. Here right now I written simple way, center of mass is at the centroid, and here the intersections of the triangle. Okay, and see, observe these two situations, observe the two different situations here. In this there is no mass, but center of mass is there. Here there will be a mass. In case of circular disc, there will be a mass and there will be a center of mass. See, that means center of mass will have some special characteristics. Let us see one of the characteristic here. Here mass is not there, but center of mass is there. Here mass is present and center of mass also there. So that means mass may exist or may not exist at the position of center of mass. So keep in mind, mass may be present, may not be present at the position of center of mass. Mass may exist or may not exist at the position of center of mass. Okay, in case of circular disc, mass is there. In case of circular ring, there is no mass, but center of mass is present. Okay, center of mass is present. So this is for these two things. And one more, let me give one more example. For suppose so we are slowly entered into the topic now. Up to now general discussion I covered. Okay, very basic things like a 8th class, 9th class level I covered so far. Okay, now slowly we are entering into the concept called as center of mass. Okay, you know the meaning of center of mass. It is the point at which total mass of the body is supposed to be concentrated. Okay, and one more important point up to now, mass may present, mass may exist or may not exist at the position of center of mass. Let me give one more simplest example. Let us suppose a bomb. Okay, bomb. If it is placed on horizontal surface, let us suppose this is the bomb. Okay, bomb placed on horizontal surface. Because of some internal forces, due to some internal forces between the molecules, between the particles, if it explodes, okay, due to some internal reactions, due to some internal forces, if this bomb explodes at the same place, then what happened? Okay, due to some internal forces, if this bomb explodes, then different pieces will fly off in different way. See, different fragments will fly in different paths, different parabolic paths. Okay, we can find if it is explodes into 3 parts, where will be the part 1 will fall, part 2, part 3, that also we can find. That also I am going to calculate in problems. Okay, next class I'll go with some simple numericals, very basic numericals. Okay, in session 1 let me continue only words. So if a bomb explodes at the same place, then different fragments of the bomb follows different parabolic paths, and observe the central particle. Okay, if you go there and if you observe after the explosion, no doubt you will find one particle. That particle means the central particle will remains at the same place. Central particle remains at the same place means after the explosion, center of mass remains at rest. Keep in mind. So if a bomb explodes, then different fragments will fly off in different parabolic paths, but center of mass remains at rest. So keep in mind, center of mass remains at rest. For suppose, if this bomb or a shell, if the bomb or a shell explodes in the mid-air, let us suppose it is fired like this. So this is the bomb fired from here. If the bomb explode in the mid-air, see, if the bomb explodes in the mid-air, then again the same, different fragments will fly in different parabolic paths. Okay, different parabolic path. But observe the central particle. No doubt the central particle follows virginal parabolic path. Means how the bomb starts. See, this is the virginal center of mass. See, if the bomb explodes in the mid-air, then mid-air, because of some internal forces, due to some internal forces, if it explodes in the mid-air, then different fragments will fly in different directions, but observe the central particle follows parabolic path. Means in what way the bomb started, that way the particle is going to follow. So again, central particle have some special behavior because of center of mass, because entire mass of the body is concentrated at that point. That's why it follows a parabolic path. So here the central particle follows parabolic path. Okay. So central particle have, here the central particle remains at rest. Here the central particle follows parabolic path. Okay. So these are very few examples of center of mass. Okay. One more also there. Motion of Earth and Moon system. Earth Moon system. See, in case of Earth Moon system, we know Earth revolve around the Sun in an elliptical path. Okay. And no doubt Moon revolve around the Earth in circular path. Moon revolve around the Earth in circular path. See, in first session I am using only words. Next I will use complete mathematical physics. Okay. So I am using some words, and see here, this Earth Moon system also example for center of mass. So here Moon revolve around the Earth in a circular path, and see, Earth is a huge body, and from the characteristics of center of mass is nearer to the heavier mass. So which one is heavier here? Earth. So the center of mass of these two will be nearer to the heavier mass, nearer to the heavier Earth. Earth is heavier than Moon, so center of mass is nearer to the Earth. And this Earth Moon system will revolve around the Sun. In some situation, Moon may be here, Moon may be here. Okay, during some eclipse cases, Moon may be outside of the Earth, Moon may be here, and center of mass may be within the system or outside the system. Center of mass may be inside the body, inside the system or outside the system. Okay, so it may be lie within the body, center of mass may lie within the body or also outside the body. Okay, now let's check the time and see the main conclusions. So the main conclusions are, just in overall this time I covered very basics. Let us see what are the basics. If it is a single particle, it will have linear motion and it will have circular motion. If it is a group of particles, that group of particles nothing but rigid body. Rigid body have translational motion, rigid body have rotational motion, and rigid body have rolling motion. And one of the special concept of system of particles is center of mass. And we know the meaning of center of mass and we know the meaning of rigid body. What is rigid body? Rigid body means the shape and size of the body does not changes under the application of force. but no body is a perfectly rigid body. Generally we treat some diamond as a strong, diamond as a treated as a some strongest body, rigid body. Okay, it's an ideal phenomena. Rigid body is an ideal phenomenon. And center of mass, I use some 3 examples. If a wheel is rolling on horizontal surface, then central particle have translational motion and remaining particles have some complicated paths. Central particle have some certain path because entire mass of the body supposed to be concentrated at that point. Okay, central particle have some special behavior because entire mass is concentrated at that point. Okay, and at the position of center of mass, one important point is covered. At the position of center of mass, mass may be present or may not be present. Where is the mass? In case of a disk, mass is exist. In case of a ring, there is no mass. Okay, and center of mass may be within the body or outside the body, like axis of rotation. You know axis of rotation. What is axis of rotation? Axis of rotation nothing but the line along which the rigid body rotates. Call it as axis of rotation. Axis of rotation may be within the body or outside the body, within the system or outside the system. And see, here this is the example for center of mass of some earth moon system. Okay, and here center of mass may be outside or may be inside, within the body or outside the body. And one more thing, when bomb explodes, if it is at rest, if it explodes, then different fragments will fly off in different directions, but center of mass remains at rest. Okay, if the bomb is at rest, then the center of mass remains at rest. If the bomb explodes in the mid-air, again the same, different fragments will fly off in different directions, but the central particle follows parabolic path because entire mass is concentrated at that point. Okay, and see here internal forces, because of internal forces bomb explodes. That internal force does not change the position of center of mass. Internal force does not change the position of center of mass. Keep in mind, internal forces does not affect the motion of center of mass. Here because of internal forces bomb explodes, but center of mass remains at rest. Because of internal forces bomb explodes, here also the same situation, but center of mass follows parabolic path. So keep in mind, internal forces does not changes the motion of center of mass. Okay, so in this session I covered very basic level. In the next sessions I will continue some mathematical treatment. Okay, some mathematical subjects, means how to get the where exactly center of mass is located. If they given 2 particles, 3 particles, 4 particles, 5 particles, I am going to find out center of mass for different particles. Okay, thank you.